you guys just sit there and watch all these things happening, all these protests happening? How are you going to sit there and say, leave us out of it, leave us out of it? And he says, you guys don't understand that you guys are next.
When they get done with the brown people, they'll be coming after you. And if you don't think that's true, you got another motherfucking thing coming.
How don't you think we don't know? You know why black people are staying out of it? Because we know we're next. We know we're next. And me, not being foundational American, but I was born here, I'm black, doesn't matter. Huh? We know we're next. You ain't got to tell us anything. How are you going to tell us 400 years, 400 plus years of that? Okay? Plain and simple. Black Americans, black people in America, you ain't got to tell us what the f is going on. Who are you to tell us? You just got here. You gonna tell us they're coming after you next? Really stupid? First of all, the reason why black people saying stay out of people's business because we're resting up, sir. We're resting up for when they do throw all the brown people over the border. We know they're coming after us. And by the way, they've always been coming after us. I don't know what you're talking about. They've always been coming after black people. Period. They've always, every day, microaggressions, unnecessary arrests, shootings, killings, being rude, racial slurs, gentrification, redlining. Most of the shit that they plan is always to put down black people, to keep black people from progress. I'm not saying that other minorities are not being treated like, I'm not saying that at all. With the Latino situation, you know what? We actually feel for you. We always actually feel for you. Say a mother word. A lot of you voted for Trump because you wanted to be away from black people. You thought you were going to be better than black people. A lot of you Latinos didn't do that, and don't lie to me. I didn't say all of you, because there's Latinos that do unite with us, and we do unite with you all. But a lot of you Latinos be mad racist against black folks too. And a lot of you Latinos look like us and got our blood in you. But you be shitting on us though too. But now that this is like a huge thing when they're specifically targeting you, now all of a sudden, where are you guys, why aren't you helping us? But day in and day out, y'all be talking all that shit about us. Like, yeah, that's why you're gonna get shot. That's why you mother. Come on, man. Let's keep this real. And if you're really smart, you know where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from a point of fuck you all. We care about y'all. But we have to be strategic about how we move, because everybody comes after us.
Well, saw, dude, don't ever add lean angle and throttle at the same time, or you will wreck your bike. It's not today's scene, we're talking all about physics. I can get all fancy schmancy Yamaha champs when we talk about the 100 we have used between brakes, the throttle, and lean angle, but you don't know a lot about motorcycles. That can be pretty confusing. So let's talk about pure logic. What happens when you add a ton of throttle? You do a wheel. So that's proof that when you add throttle, we're transferring the weight from the front of the bike to the back of the bike. All these kids on Instagram are wrecking on the highway because they're taking a turn and they get really excited and have a good line. So they add throttle and lean angle at the same time so they can still make the turn. What they don't realize is the more throttle that you're adding, you are taking the pressure off of that front tire. The reality is when you're leaning your bike, you need pressure on that front tire to keep you connected. So the issue is they're all low side. You're low siding because you're adding throttle and adding lean angle, and the deeper you get, you're taking all that pressure off the tire, and then you're losing grip on your tire, and your bike's just going to slide out right from underneath you. And we're not going to do that. So do not add throttle and lean angle at the same time. Not today, see. Well, saw, dude, don't.
Chad, let's talk about some of these stage moves from last night.
Trash.
You better slay. Yes. Love it. Child. It wouldn't be turned out the sign if he didn't show up somewhere. It would be. Usher has officially transitioned to unexpected. So this is the example of an outfit. This looks like you're about to head to a family gathering. It's on your list of food for today. You're just going to stop out there, show your face. You're there for a good time, hee hee ha ha, a long time. This is what this gave. Now this, Child, let's talk about some of these specials.
Yeah, you know, you so gorgeous.
Hey,
What's your name?
it's Aisha.
Aisha?
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you. I'm London.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
London.
London?
Yeah, where you from?
I'm from Burnham.
Where's it at? Burnham?
No, it's in Texas.
Oh, that's Burnham.
No, Burnham.
Burnham. Okay.
Yeah.
How your day going?
It's going good. How's yours?
It's going amazing. You're very gorgeous.
Thank you.
We should know each other.
We should. What's your number?
I guess. Good morning. What you got going on for today?
I'm just going to go home, do a little work, and then go out later with my friends.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You single? Seeing somebody?
I'm single.
Single? Okay. How long you been single?
Like a year.
Okay. You stay in the area?
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
Where you stay? Like downtown area?
Nah, I stay over here.
Okay.
Like off of Westheimer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you have planned for today?
I really got no plans so far. I just was coming out my people, so I was not seeing you, so I was like, let me just stop and see something. You know, I like what I see, so I figure I speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, well, you got some time? You got some free time?
Yeah, just like a couple of minutes to an hour.
Want to sit down and have a conversation? Get to know each other, maybe?
Yeah, we can do that.
My car right here, then.
Oh, okay.
Sure. They open the door for you.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. She seemed cool. We gonna see though. Yeah, you know, you so gorgeous.
You guys, Nick here with Nick's Bank and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, I'm going to start out a little bit lighthearted before we get into some more serious stuff. Good Vito's latest physique updates. We already know that Good Vito is still planning on competing in the 2025 Mr. Olympia despite the injury to his lat that he suffered right before the Pittsburgh Pro, forcing him to pull out from that show. But he did obviously compete. This seems to be a very controversial hot button post that a lot of people are talking about. In my opinion, it's 100% Photoshop, especially his lats and his arms. Now, this has been kind of something that people have pointed out throughout Good Vito's career. There's been posts here and there, especially before he came over to the IFBB. There's been posts here and there that have been kind of suspect. Now, there's no denying Good Vito has an insane physique, which makes it even more odd that he's photoshopping pictures, or allegedly photoshopping pictures. And I think it just seems like there's really no reason for him to actually do it. And I saw people speculating, well, is he just trolling us at this point with these updates? Does he really think that people wouldn't notice like such a blatant, obvious Photoshop? I mean, if you put this picture side by side with his front double bicep from his most recent competition and on-stage shot, and I took this from a video, something that couldn't even be Photoshopped. He's got insane arms. He's got insane lats. He's got an insane V-taper with those lats. But it's nothing like what you're seeing in the picture that he posted. So I do think, in a way, some of Good Vito's updates can be a bit deceptive. I think a lot of them, they don't look Photoshopped, or if they are, you can't really tell. It's a lot more subtle than what we're seeing here. But I think, again, in my opinion, this is definitely a Photoshop picture. I don't know why he would do it. And I think that further adds to maybe the mystique of how is Good Vito going to do when he competes at the Olympia. Because we still haven't seen him next to these top-level guys. And on Instagram, he looks insane. But the show that he won the qualifier for the Olympia, the Arnold Classic Brazil, it was kind of a lackluster lineup. It was more kind of B-tier guys. So I don't think we really have a full definitive answer yet as far as, is it just he's crazy on Instagram against the top guys, he's not going to do well. We still don't have a definitive answer to that. I think pictures like this just kind of further fuel that speculation. Is it just a hype thing? Is it just an Instagram thing? Or will he be able to deliver on a stage like the Olympia? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think about this picture? Do you think it's photoshopped or not? And furthermore, how do you think Vito will place at the Olympia this year? Now, next up, speaking of the Olympia this year, speaking of the upcoming Dubai Pro, which we are 9 days away from right now, the latest physique update for Beirut Bonnie. Now, this is very interesting to me, this whole story surrounding Beirut and also the travel ban, and also if you've watched the news at all in the last 24 hours, you know things are not great right now in the Middle East, especially for Iran. It almost feels disingenuous or even just kind of silly to even talk about this conflict at all in the context of how it could impact pro bodybuilding. But again, I mean, this is not a world news or political channel, it's a bodybuilding news channel. I do think this is something that's going to be impacting pro bodybuilding directly at the Olympia this year. And in the case of Beirut Tabani, I think that's where you're really going to see this reflected. You look at a physique update like this, 9 days out from the Dubai Pro, which he won last year. So he's qualified for the Olympia 2022, 2023, and 2024, and has not been able to get his visa to come compete at the Olympia any of those years so far. Looking at an update like this, he looks likely to also win the Dubai Pro and get the qualification again in 2025. But again, if you look at what's been going on over the last 24 hours, it is some of the craziest, most horrifying stuff I think I've ever seen, especially on YouTube. I mean, I was watching a live stream last night, and the live stream was like the city skyline of Tel Aviv, and it was just missiles raining down from the sky, hitting buildings. It didn't even feel like I was watching a real thing, but it's real, and it's really bad. And again, I think in the context of pro bodybuilding, even if it seems kind of silly to even talk about it in that context, when you're talking about Hadi Chupin, who was a former Mr. Olympia champ, a lot of people talk about him being one of the favorites to win the Olympia this year. When you talk about Beirut Tabani, a guy that's consistently winning shows, bringing a crazy conditioned physique, probably going to qualify again and win this upcoming show in 9 days. What you're seeing happen in the news right now, I think directly impacts that. And so when we watch the Dubai Pro, and if Beirut wins that show, I think you've got to kind of look at it through the lens of what's going on in the world right now, and the likelihood that we're probably not going to see Beirut on the Olympia stage in 2025, and we might not even see Hadi Chupin on the Olympia stage in 2025, based on how bad things seem to be right now. And I just don't see it. I don't see it getting to a point where it gets better by the Olympia. And I don't have any commentary to offer about the Israel-Iran conflict. I don't talk politics at all, but I will just say it's scary, it's horrifying, and in the context of pro bodybuilding, I think there will be ramifications, which shows how severe what's happening is. If something as niche and as small as pro bodybuilding will be massively impacted by what we're seeing happen, it's a pretty big deal. And I guess I would just say I'm thinking about both sides of this conflict, especially the innocent people, the civilians, the people living in these cities that you're watching on these live streams. Just missiles raining down into apartment buildings. Imagine how terrified just the regular, everyday people in both of these places. I mean, it's got to be just absolutely horrifying to be in that situation. And unfortunately, something tells me it's only going to get worse from here. This is just the beginning, which it's devastating to see. But along those same lines, we got some more physique updates going into the Dubai Pro. Now, obviously, this weekend, the most immediate show is going to be the M Pro Classic in Spain. And that's going to end up being a Sunday show. If you live here in America, I don't know if that's what time difference is, but in America, it's going to end up being a Sunday show if you're only watching it for a classic. But there really haven't been very many physique updates going into that. Sasarati is really the front runner in that show, and he never really posts physique updates anyway. There's not been a whole lot to talk about this week when it comes to that, but Dubai is next weekend, and we've gotten physique updates from really all of the top guys going into that show, including Tonio Burton, who, in my opinion, despite maybe being the smallest guy in terms of just size, pound for pound, of all the guys that we're talking about here, I honestly think that this version of Tonio that we saw win the Legion show, I think he is the biggest threat in this lineup, even more so than Nathan Diasha, even more so than Nexzilla, might honestly weigh like 70, 80 pounds more than Tonio. But Tonio, he's just really impressed me. The package that he brought to Legion, the improvements that he's made, the size that he put on. I think he is the biggest threat to Beirut at this point. I think Beirut, based on what I've seen, is still the favorite going into this show. I think he looks absolutely nuts. And he's the defending Dubai Pro champion. So I think that also puts this chip of front runner on his shoulders. You're seeing some of the same guys right in. But
The number one food for regular BMs, huh? Okay, let's see.
Fastest way to clear out stuck poop is by adding more fiber.
you're seeing some of the same guys show up again. But I think Tonio is legitimately probably one of, if not the most dangerous guy to Beirut and Bonnie winning this team. I think Tonio is the real deal. And I think he's underrated right now. I feel like people kind of discount him size, or I guess lack thereof. But he's very balanced, very well proportioned, very complete, brings a really tight package to the stage. He's the type of guy that exposes the flaws in the bigger guys. And actually, the next story that I've got for you guys today, we do have confirmation that William Bonac is doing this show. William Bonac just posted a physique update yesterday where he confirmed that he's a week and a half out from Dubai Pro. So he hadn't really posted very many updates after the shows that he did in this so far, and he hasn't really spoken publicly about Dubai like all these other guys have been. But he did just confirm he's also in the Dubai Pro lineup, so this is going to wind up being, I think, a really exciting show. So you've got Beirut, you've got Tonio, you've got Bonac, you've got Nexzilla, you've got Nathan Diasha. I think you might also have Mo Fuda. I've seen some physique updates from him lately where he looks really, really sharp, but he hasn't confirmed what show he's competing in. Something tells me it could be Dubai. But I'm excited to see what the result is going to be, because this is a really interesting test for Tonio. From 8th place at the Olympia, he's proven he can stand for sure with the big boys. But I think now that we've got this different version of his physique, he's added a little bit more size. I think he's a little bit more dangerous now. Could he win a show like this and potentially beat Beirut, Nathan, Bonac, Nexzilla, and maybe coming to the Olympia? There could be a legitimate conversation if Tonio won this show, going into the Olympia, of first call out for Tonio, top 6 for Tonio. And again, I feel like people kind of count him out because of his size. I think he's the real deal. I think he's a legitimate threat. And we also have a recent physique update from Nathan Diasha, who I think is one of the front runners going into this show. Nathan, I think, looks fantastic, and I think the beautiful thing about this show is, like a lot of times what you have and what we've seen a lot recently with some of these other shows that have been exciting, and even some of the ones that have been less exciting, is what we've seen is a clear top 2 at a lot of these shows. And I think what you have in Dubai is going to be a little bit different, in the sense that you've got 4 or 5 guys that I think are all really on kind of the same playing field. They're all really elite level bodybuilders. They're all at the top of their game. And I think this might be one of the first shows this season where we see a first call out, maybe 4 or 5 guys, where there's not as clear of a top 2, and these guys are all very, very close. And you're going to see a battle, not just in those top 2 spots, but maybe in the top 4 or top 5, where it's really hard to tell. Because I think most of the shows that we've seen so far have had a really crystal clear top 2. And when you've got a lineup like this, again, Bonac, Nathan, Nexzilla, Tonio, Beirut, it's not really the same as a Pittsburgh Pro, where you've got these crazy heavy hitters that are kind of ahead of the pack, like Nick and Derek, that are just the crystal clear top 2, and that's what everybody's talking about. These are all top level guys, and they're all kind of on the same playing field. And I think we're really going to see a really good first call out battle. And I don't think, when we watch the prejudging for Dubai, I don't think it's going to be clear who's going to be winning the show. I think this is going to be one of the closer ones that we've seen. And I think it's not going to be clear also maybe who's 2nd and 4th. I think we're going to see a lot of toss-ups here. I think 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. It could be any man's placing. Because you look at Nathan, he's bringing it. You look at Bonac, he's bringing it. You look at Beirut, he's bringing it. You look at Tonio, he's bringing it. I don't think any of these guys are going to show up off, with the exception of Nexzilla. I think he probably will. And then I also heard a rumor today that if Sauce wins the if Sauce wins this weekend's M-Pro show, he's just going to go ahead and go to Dubai and do that too. So you could have Saucerati in there. And you know he's not going to miss. He's not coming in off. So I just have a feeling, and you guys let me know your predictions in the comments below based on some of the names that we know are for sure doing the show. But I have a feeling the Dubai show is going to be one of the more exciting shows to discuss, to analyze. I think it's going to be a really, really enjoyable show just from a pure bodybuilding fan perspective. I think we're going to see all these guys really bring it, and it's going to be a lot of close calls. Now, next up in the news, again, Big Ramy, another day, another repost on his story. This time saying winter is coming. So Big Ramy has been reposting, I think maybe half a dozen to a dozen Instagram stories over the last few days, all of them hinting at a Big Ramy comeback to the 2025 Mr. Olympia. And I know there's a lot of people saying he's washed, he's cooked, he's not going to do it, he's just trying to stay relevant. I think it is possible that he shows up and does
USA.
Again, he's won the Olympia, and it hasn't been more than 5 years since his last one, because the IFBB has this new policy that if you have sat out, if you win the Olympia, you used to be qualified to compete at the Olympia for life, and they changed it to 5 years after your last win. I believe it's after your last win, not after your last competition. And then after 5 years, you have to ask for permission from the league and from the Olympia to be qualified. But I couldn't imagine, even with that rule, I couldn't imagine them denying if Big Ramy were past that 5-year point. I couldn't imagine them saying, nah, we don't want you there, you gotta go qualify. So I think one of the reasons that to a lot of people it seems unrealistic is because Ramy hasn't posted anything. We don't see anything from Ramy. We don't see interviews, physique updates, training videos, nothing. Not even just a video of him talking to the camera, just nothing. But truthfully, with him not having to qualify, if hypothetically he is doing the Olympia, he could just go dark mode up until the Olympia. He doesn't necessarily have to show us anything. He doesn't have to compete. He doesn't have to qualify. He could just train in silence all the way through the Olympia and just show up. Theoretically, he could
Pennsylvania.
Not a lot of people know about this brand, but it's one that I and a ton of other college and pro level athletes swear by. It's called
get through the Olympia and just show up. Theoretically, he could just do that. I'm not necessarily a fan of this approach, especially to Mr. Olympia champ, of this kind of just quiet, don't share anything, don't say anything approach to pro bodybuilding, especially in this era of social media, and especially the fact that Big Ramy is able to Mr. Olympia 2 times. I do think he has kind of an inherent obligation to his fans as this ambassador for bodybuilding to share and to interact with them. Because even though he's not the current reigning Mr. Olympia, once you've won that Olympian title, especially if you've won it twice, you're forever a part of bodybuilding culture, legacy, everything. So I don't particularly like that Ramy's strategy seems to be just kind of leaving the fans in the dark. However, that doesn't make it any less likely that he would come back and just show up. He still could just do that. And I think maybe that's also part of why these reposts are hitting so hard for fans and generating so much traction. Because Ramy really does share almost nothing with the fans. So the fact that he's even reposting fans discussing his comeback this year is really more than we've heard from Ramy in 2 or 3 years, which kind of says a lot. The fact that he's reposting something a fan is saying, and that's becoming news, is really kind of a testament to how little Ramy shares about his plans or his life or his, the future of his competitive career. And I will just say, on the off chance that he does actually come back and that he was somehow able to win the Olympia title back for a 3rd time, I hope that he has a different approach to interacting with the fans this time around. And I'm not going to rant too long about this because I've talked about it before, but I just don't particularly like to see the Olympia title get kind of held hostage, and we have to wait for somebody like a Samson Dowda or a Derek Lunsford that's going to take that title and run with it and go on a world tour, trying to beat as many fans as possible, posting physique updates like almost daily, if not weekly if not daily, guest posings, interviews, just the whole 9 yards. That's the Mr. Olympia that I think this era deserves, is somebody like Samson. Now, one final thing that I wanted to discuss here, I thought this was really interesting, is one of the segments from Sam Sulik doing a collab with Arnold, and this is one of the questions that Sam asked Arnold that I was particularly curious to hear Arnold answer, and Arnold showed almost no interest in this. Here's what he said.
When are you going to get Chris Bumstead in a movie? Is he not interested? No, that'd be funny. I feel like if people are following in your footsteps, he's gotten the closest. Just with the, because I mean,
No, it is extraordinary, yeah.
because even guys who don't know anything about bodybuilding, they all know Chris.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't lift, bro.
So Sam
He's
asked
not a-
Arnold if he would be putting Chris Bumstead in a movie.
No.
And I don't know if Arnold was having a bad day or something. This was during the Foo Bar premiere weekend, Foo Bar Series 2 on Netflix, season 2 on Netflix. If you guys can check that out. But Sam asking Arnold this, and Arnold seeming completely disinterested in Chris Bumstead, or at least the idea of putting Chris Bumstead in a movie. Something about it just, I found it very fascinating. But just a short clip I wanted to put for you guys there, and I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on that interaction, and just like the brevity of Arnold addressing Sebum in that clip. What do you guys think that was about? What do you think the deal was with that? It's just kind of an awkward clip to watch, and I just found it very fascinating. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification icon if you have not already. It has a
Hey, Dwayne, I do the driving over here, all right?
Alright guys,
I need
don't
you to
forget to
speak
click that
for me, I
like button
speak
and
for
subscribe
myself,
to this
you
channel if you
understand?
enjoy the content. Also check out my Instagram at Nick Strength
But I'm
Power.
glad you're here for
My
the ride,
Facebook
me
page
in the
is simply
backseat
Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlog.
Dude, you need to leave now. You can't park here, okay? Dude, you cannot park here. Go now. Okay, 5 minutes, okay?
Okay, guys, just got this fat margarita. Gonna give it a taste test. Oh my god, that is so good. I want to butt chug it.
Somebody grab the funnel.
Why you coming on here trolling?
What are things you do now that I feel like will make you money?
I'm a really good listener. I don't
Yeah,
perfectly.
idiot.
That's not my forte, but I'm
What do
a
you
great
think?
mom. 'Cause I have a baby.
Cameras are for, stupid.
I also am really good at bed. I don't know.
Really make you disgrace the common sense. You know what? I got time for y'all. Get out of here.
Well, it's one way to do it.
So, when you stick it in my mouth, do you want me to look you in your eyes?
Just blowing the breathalyzer, man.
Say, mama. I'm a California smelling tub with a wild horse roundup.
Excuse me?
Oh, you not hoeing?
No, I'm waiting for my ride.
Oh, shit. My bad.
Shit, you go downtown, Lord knows it's hard to tell them apart these days. I ain't no lie.
Ain't nobody out here doing like me, just like me.
I'm one of a kind, I'm like a rare breed. A breath of fresh air, you can see me. People stand up just to greet me.
If you think your life bad, nigga, listen to this. There's a man out there that probably works 12, 13-hour shifts every day, comes home to pay for the wife, the kids, everything, just for his wife to be getting fucked. And just remember that when you think your life bad.
Science shows that you need to be extreme in order to get what you want, and I'll tell you 3 neuroscience-backed reasons why. Reason number 1 is that being extreme actually changes your brain and helps you become the version of you that has it all. If you don't do the work to reprogram your brain, you continue to live in the same cycles and patterns that you've always lived in. In order to reprogram your brain, you need to boost neuroplasticity, which is your brain's ability to rewire. And neuroplasticity happens when you repeat something with intensity and emotion, aka becoming obsessed and being extreme. Your brain doesn't change through casual effort, it rewires through obsession. Reason number 2 is that obsession boosts dopamine, which will boost motivation and drive and give you momentum. Dopamine is also mental energy, which will keep you going when other people give up. And reason number 3 is that your brain filters reality based upon what you are obsessed with. Your reticular activating system filters your senses and tunes your attention to what matters to you. When you are extreme about your vision, your brain makes sure that you notice the people, opportunities, and places that match it. Your obsession becomes the lens through which you see the world.
Guys, I gotta tell you, one of the things that keeps me in awe all the time is the human brain and how our subconscious mind is working with us. I encourage you to study it. I encourage you to practice it and incorporate it in your life. It has to be part of your life.
This is what we do. Hey, you know how much that costs? $0, huh? Are you following me? Let me break this down. Coach, you know how much that costs? $0. Oh man, we get down this deep. Let me see. Hold on, wait. You see what they say? I'm sorry. You know how much it costs to get that? $0. Hold on, wait. One more just to make sure. Baby, you was right. You know how much that costs? You ain't gonna see how much it costs. $0. And I would expect accountability up there, but I don't want to listen. I'm gonna try to do it anyway. Accountability. You know how much that costs to take accountability? $0. Baby, what I'm trying to tell y'all is to keep us don't cost you nothing. You can't do that.
Damn, this poor brother has been through it. Maybe even like 1 hour ago, this poor guy.
Yeah, that's what you should be waking up to in the morning, okay? Every day, all day. That shit's my favorite.
Freakiest thing you've ever done?
Shit. I think like suck my man be in the backseat while my mom was driving while we're going out of town.
Hey, while your mom was driving?
Yeah. They put it in the glass, so I told her to turn that shit up.
Damn, guys, I did some shit like this with my girl and me in the very back of the van when her mom was driving. And, well, you know, we're on the way to the volleyball tournament for this shit. It's, one of our more wild stories, man.
The carpet.
what, 80 million one day. We may break that this year on Saturday.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What's a lesson about business you give to somebody that they will not be taught in school?
The world will teach you if you listen. The difference between Elon Musk launching rockets all the time to blow up and he learns from everyone, or Boeing waiting 5 years to put up one perfect that doesn't work, the difference is don't be afraid to take a chance. If you don't swing, you'll never hit a home run.
What's your best sales advice to anybody in business right now?
Always tell the truth, under promise and over deliver, and you'll have customers for life.
So how important is it to keep your word in business?
It's the most important. My dad was known, and I believe I'm the same way, even though we have attorneys and contracts. If I shake your hand, it's a done deal.
I like this kid right here. He's doing good interviews, you know. But I like how they ended this one, you know. Word is bond, and I think the world's missing that these days. Even if I'm upside down or things haven't gone exactly how I want, it's not my favor, I'm still going to come through if my word's on the line. And, you know, that's what being a man is all about.
Amen, brother.
Down for yourself.
Amen, brother.
There's also nothing in this world that can heal you more than your own thoughts. If you focus on the past, fear controls you. If you focus over the future, anxiety consumes you. If you focus on others, they dictate your life. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. If you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. People think time is the most valuable asset, but in reality, it's your attention. Where you place your focus shapes your reality, your knowledge, your path. Time moves on regardless. Attention is what gives it meaning. So direct it wisely towards your growth, because your mindset creates your reality.
All right, y'all, let's see what I got for you today. It's going to be a bring your audience to work.
with all this rain?
you're struggling to stay cool in hot, stuffy rooms without an air conditioner, this genius trick cools any room in 90 seconds for nearly zero cost. And it's taken...
Happy anniversary. We're gonna have dinner, 8 p.m. sharp. Don't be late.
Won't be late. Paga la luz. For you, this date isn't over until your uniform is on my hotel room floor.
Holy shit. God, this is my 25th wedding anniversary. If I miss dinner with my wife tonight, I will be shot.
Don't do anything stupid.
Whatever gets you home to your wife in time for your special day.
Happy anniversary.
Round 5, get out there.
You were supposed to retire, moving on to a new career. You're pivoting this late? Well, how old do you think I am? Well, you're black, so you look 40, but you can be up to 90. Hey, yo, you seeing this? Pull over and you won't get hurt.
We're gonna die. Calm down. Remember your training. Put your hands up! I took a 15-hour online course. What training?
Homie, Reggie Miller. Who?
Oh, that's not good.
Since you're gonna kill us, why don't you just show us who you are? Tell us or show us out! You better give me that money.
I'm gonna throw up. You swallow that shit if you throw up, you a bitch. What's this? And who was that?
Change your plans. You two are gonna help me steal $60 million from the casino. Because if you don't, your wife's dead.
If you let us go, I'll let you bang my twin sister.
Sounds like me with long hair. You trying to get us shot?
Russell, you don't answer your phone? Did you forget you married a Latina? I put a tracking chip in your neck. Hi, Natalie. You fell in love this weekend?
Of course. We did butt stuff. That's wow.
That was awesome, dude.
I look at my leg and my foot and my ankle, my meniscus. I know I tore my whole back out too.
What, just from that?
Are those the same underwear from Friday? Should have been red flag.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe.
Tesla is finished, Elon has failed. That is what they want you to believe. But tech expert Jeff Brown...
I am grateful for this new day.
coming down. That's the muscle man.
No, man, I don't eat pork. Are you Jewish? No, I ain't Jewish. I just don't dig on swine, that's all.
Why not?
Pigs are filthy animals. I don't eat them.
Yeah, bacon tastes good. Pork chops taste good.
Hey, sewer rat that tastes like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know because I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfucker. Pig, sweet, and root and shit. That's a filthy animal. I ain't eating nothing, ain't got sense enough to disregard his own CCs.
How about a dog? Dog eats his own feces.
I don't eat dog either.
Yeah, but do you consider a dog to be a filthy animal?
I wouldn't go so far as to call a dog filthy. They're definitely dirty. But the dog's got personality. Personality goes along, right?
So by that rationale, if the pig had a better personality, he'd cease to be a filthy animal. Is that true?
Well, we have to be talking about one charming motherfucking pig. I mean, he has to be 10 times more charming than that Arnold on green acres, you know what I'm saying?
What's the name?
No, man, I don't eat pork. Are you Jewish?
Whoa! Which app is the trap? Google Play here. Download app. The trap.
I openly belong to move, but I felt that the mobility and flexibility was holding me back. My movements felt stuck, hard, rigid. I tried a few approaches, so constantly holding a position, so you can follow my routine, but it didn't work. I needed something more structured, more measurable, something that would target my specific limitations. I then came across Rammy's mainstream masterclass that immediately tell that this was what I was looking for. First, the quality was like nothing else I've seen in the industry. It felt like watching a movie about flexibility training. I loved that why new thing was being explained. It gave me the feeling that there was a serious thinking process behind it. And then, what really got me was the assessment. I understood that the approach was to tailor the program based on my individual limitations, and not a one-size-fits-all program. It didn't fit why the other approaches didn't quite work. Today, I can do it all splits, move more freely without my flexibility stopping me, and simply feeling lighter and better in my body. Watching the free mobility and flexibility masterclass is how I started the journey and changed the way I look at flexibility. Now it's your turn. And again, it's free. So just go and watch it.
Beautiful. Free. Like free. Watch for stop.
You've been trained shoulders, but they're still small, uneven, lack that 3D look. That's because most people use poor technique, lift with their traps instead of their delts. Ignore them. Today, I'm going to show you exact.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. Stop vehicles all over.
Round, defined shoulder. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix those mistakes. This shoulder workout is designed to add real size, technique, apply them correctly, watch shoulders transform. If you're serious about taking the level, check out the program in the description. Plus, there's a 25% worldwide discount right now. Go to the website and check the banner for the discount code before it's gone. Let's get started. I'm trying not to activate the trap. I'm going to keep it mainly on the shoulder. Okay. When you go in close, you hit trap. So I'm keeping it wide, so you only activate the jump. Your hands should be almost touching. Make sure they're even. All right, keep your chest up in the air. Bring your elbows up. Straight.
What are you getting over for?
Lift it,
Why
lift
would you
it,
put
lift
your
it. There
chest
you
in
go.
on like
Good.
you're
Come
bending
on.
over? Ain't shit over there. What is you doing?
Come on. Good, good. Lift it up, lift it up. Come on, two more, two more. One big one. Good. Put it down. This. A lot of people think this. Okay, what do you feel working right now? Fat. Right. Yeah. I want to work fat. Does this have to No? No? I mean, put it away. You're only going to go so high. Now, when you start trying to force it, then you start getting the shoulder joint. There you go. Go. Good. 2. Good. 3. 4. That's it. Come on. 5. Good. 6. Elbows up. Come on.
New Hampshire, what's up?
Come on. Come on.
Leslie from New
Now you need 2.
Hampshire.
I need 1. Perfect. Good.
Because I'm coming from the point of people would say, oh, this is bad because it puts the shoulder at a compromised position. But I think it's coming from a place that a lot of people just
I was in Chicago watching the show for Cook County Jail. And you know, over 40% of the folks in jail for nothing. And they had a little survey, little panel there. We got to ask them each question, you know. So I asked them, man, I said, hey, my brother, what you here for? He said, nothing. Brothers get this thing about being a punk. What is a punk? I never did understand that for the sake of my life. He said, nothing. That's all I'm here for. He said, now, you know, for a long time, you take the 4 off that motherfucker. Show for Cook County Jail. And you know, over 40% of the folks in jail for nothing. And they had a little survey.
Beautiful day.
Welcome to the bustling market of North City, where heroes from across the realm converge. As for me, I'm one tree of Savior's adventurers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Brainworms. If I'm being honest, I'm a bit ill-equipped to be doing this right now. I just played 18 holes and I've had a couple IPAs and a few seltzers, but I've been employed to take a peek. Let's start off with this one here you might find interesting. This is down to business to defeat the Okay. So initially, just quite a bit to unpack here. Right off the bat, you're like, oh wow, those alarms, cool, dogs using an airplane. Then immediately, you're taken to, is she promoting for anything? Disaster? An airplane with no arms? Yes. So naturally, questions just start to flood my brain about the viability, how to do certain things, and none of those questions are appropriate to be answered in this video, by all means, but maybe some Instagram commenters will have some insight. What's her OnlyFans? Come on, stop.
You see it.
No. Okay. I would literally destroy this girl at bold. You don't know that, dude. The people without arms can do amazing, incredible things with their feet. I've seen it. There's a guy that has no arms that is like a professional flamenco guitarist with his toes. Don't underestimate people with no arms. Now, naturally, this insinuation piques my interest. I just got another like,
Yeah,
what
that
are
good
we
New
doing
Hampshire,
here? So you click on
Pennsylvania,
the account
East
and
Coast.
she's doing
New England weather.
I want to see what's going on with this football.
Right? Yeah. Good. Right?
Now that's content right there. That is content. No paywall, no AF. Doesn't have to be 18 plus. Just good old family Instagram fun. That's a lot of this looks pretty risque, so without actually digging, I am going to assume that yes, that airplane video is her promoting her adult content. And hey, I'm not saying anything, right? Just because you don't have arms doesn't mean you can't make money. You know what I'm saying? And Lord knows the internet is full of fucking all types of people that are into all types of stuff, and I'm sure she's probably making more than your average doctor every month if I actually had to guess. So, interesting times. Let's leave it at that. My only piece of advice, if I may, is that if you're going to get into football, might I suggest you stick to punting and field goal kicking. Okay, so hold on for a moment. We have a few absolute heaters left to look at, but I want to talk about today's video sponsor, Upside, because they don't support my channel, and they're actually pretty sick, so let's hear about that and get back to it. It's the summer of 25, and I maintain the position that the most valuable app you can have on your phone is Upside. I've been using them for 2 years now and earned hundreds of dollars. It's the easiest way to earn money doing the things that you already do. Real cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and luxuries like eating out. Here's a quick example. I was out getting my real ID yesterday and realized my truck was thirsty. So I pulled up the Upside app, showed me the offers in proximity to my location, and great news, the gas station right next to me was offering 13 cents a gallon back. I just hit claim, I pump, I pay with my usual credit card, and I've just earned money which shows up in my Upside account. With over 100,000 gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants on the Upside app, you're never far from offers to earn cash doing what you would be doing anyways. And also, it's real money too, not some convoluted point system. You just claim, pay, and it's credited to your Upside account that you can send directly to your bank or use at your favorite online retailer. To find out how much you could earn, click the link in the description to download Upside and use code BEYONDBUDGET to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Or scan the QR code here on the screen to claim this offer. Thank you guys so much for listening.
27% of what?
I appreciate it. Alright, I would like your guys' help here. I need to discuss what exactly the context to this is and why it's going on. Okay, before we finish this, I need you all to be aware of two things. First is that I am a Moana superfan, okay? I have a 6-year-old, almost 7. We go to Disney as a family every year, practically. That song is called How Far I'll Go from Moana, and it's an absolute banger. The whole Moana soundtrack is slams.
If you can put 220 a day in your pocket and not before taxes, that's not terrible. But 250 to 350 is better.
In real life, I would hijack that plane and fly it.
You want at least, as long as you're making about a G a week, and you're a company driver, you're taking home a G a week in your pocket, you should be straight. After taxes.
You know, what is the context here?
After taxes, after your health insurance, after everything. You need at least $1,000 in your pocket. To 1250. Make at least 5 G's a week if you're driving all day, every day.
Flight attendant intercom, like, what are we doing? Just nuclear levels of being held hostage by cringe. And like, she's not bad. She's a kid, right? It's cute. But like,
I'm saying nice apartment, nice car, money over at the end of the month. That's what you need, yo. Hey, look at that. The rain has slowed up. Okay. Let's find out we might have a day ahead of us.
get out of this truck in a couple hours. Oh, I can't do this. This is crazy.
Rachel, I'm here to stand my point.
That video was not equipped for this today. Like, I don't want to be up here making fun of kids, okay? But sometimes I have no choice. I get these videos given to me, and then what else am I supposed to do? Sugarcoat it? Not be honest? Not, don't know how to do that. Sorry.
Oh, my girl called it pain. My girl fixing her own arm. All right.
Fuck I am.
No. Oh, you know I'm on the fucking sheet. And I'm fucking I'm fucked up. Trying to speak. Girl.
Cute, fun.
Optimus Prime.
As an affluent white
Gotta have that
person,
Western
I
Star, my
am not
boy.
allowed to comment on this, for the Internet Act of 2017, but maybe some commenters have some insight. That poor child is doomed. It's a never-ending cycle. Dude, it's so tiresome. This is entitlement at its worst. Trash filming and encouraging trash. What is wrong with these people? Excuse me, what do you mean by these people? People that have no respect for public service workers and fast food workers? Yes, I'll agree with that. She's lovely. Just a classic fast food restaurant. Bait, you know, is what it is. See this shit all the time. Let's take a peek at this one, though. What are we doing here? What else we got? Oh.
I'm just calling my mom.
No, I get it. I don't have my phone up.
I was trying to find my phone in the car.
Your phone's right here. I just want to see a car flip outside coming in the frame there. I just want to call my mom. I can't find my phone because I just flipped my fucking car. Well, you can start by the door. Nothing like ratting yourself out, okay? You could have just said you don't know what happened. Hey, you were looking down to change the radio. You were on the phone with your cousin, and you're just giving yourself up that easily. God, I mean, I know you're terrible at driving and distracted at all times, but at least try and pretend like you're not trying to get banged up for fucking... She's probably drunk too. Acts like that after an accident is probably pretty banged up.
Pork Chop Express headed to San Fran. Hey, you got the chops. I did pork chops last week. Today we're doing beef.
You guys don't need to look creepy.
Not recording.
Beef to PA, baby. Gotta make sure them barbecues keep on cooking.
No, I'm FaceTime with my girlfriend. Yeah. So I can tell her not to use the phone when she's driving. Diabolical burn by the random stranger with the cell phone. 25 points. I've come to the conclusion after watching enough videos and body cams that over 87% of people on the road are just distracted drivers at all times. Maybe 40% of that is inexperienced distracted drivers, and then maybe a slightly smaller percent of that is inexperienced, distracted, young female drivers. And I'm not insinuating anything by that, except keep your head on a fucking swivel here, so you get blasted at an intersection by a drunk 22-year-old Latino on the phone with a cousin. And these are just the risks we take by indulging in the luxury of modern transportation. I don't make the rules. What's going on in this one? Forklift driver after getting fired.
Oh my God. He got fired, Todd. This is what he did. Oh my God. He just tearing up the building.
Oh, I'd get fired too if I drove that badly.
Here. Are you serious? He really did this? He's gonna go to jail. Why is he doing that? Oh my God. Are you serious? They fire you too?
I reacted to one of them.
If I go to fire, you work with them. I
They might get fired today.
They're gonna call the police.
Than you know, tacking on a felony criminal mischief charge or whatever the fuck. Classic. I mean, it's like life's already gonna get harder because I now have no job. Why don't I just make it multipliers harder by getting arrested for destroying this place? Like, you work in a warehouse, pal. Like, we have to understand, this is probably the type of job where you're very expendable. You work in a warehouse, probably for a multi-trillion-dollar corporation, and most of these jobs are honestly getting replaced by AI and automation and robots, and it's just the nature of the thing. So instead of catching a charge, just move on and find the next one if you can. But you know what? Maybe he just was having a bad day and didn't want to do the sensible thing. Is he gonna come sweet?
Right. We didn't tell they side up.
Should have kept it on this side, you know, alright.
Where did he go with the forklift? He done tore his food. Oh my God.
That's mad property.
I'm about to go.
Did you get fired too? It's me rolling. Yeah, I reacted differently though. Why are you still there? Oh, it was probably a mass firing. So they probably brought a bunch of people in. We're like, sorry, you're no longer with us. And one was chilling, and the guy grabbed a forklift and started going. Look at John Wayne Gacy on the warehouse. Losing a job, but gaining a criminal record. When the Lord closes a door, he opens a window. Hallelujah. What's going on here? Oh, Jesus. Honestly, my kids are bullied for having a hot mom, and I have failed. I don't know, like, oh my God, just so nuclear. People are just so obsessed with themselves. It's one, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna just not talk about this one. If my kids aren't bullied, that is just the most narcissistic shit of all time. Like, it's cool to be a hot mom, that's fine, but then I'm married to one. But if then you go and make shit like this, then you're just a narcissistic cringe lord. And it's like, yeah, your kids aren't gonna get bullied because you're hot. They're gonna get bullied because you're an attention-starved fucking loser. That's why they're gonna get bullied, and they're gonna be passive.
Thorium reactors are like the solid-state batteries of nuclear power. Vastly superior, yet forever on the horizon. But now a Danish company is closer than ever to turning them into reality. Its reactors are designed to deliver on thorium's decades-old promise, the self-sustaining chain reaction that breeds fresh fuel, making energy cheaper and more abundant than ever. These aren't just thorium reactors. They're small modular reactors designed to function as shipping container-sized, self-maintaining batteries that operate reliably for years. So how is this company tackling such an ambitious engineering challenge? When might commercial thorium reactors finally arrive? And is thorium the missing piece of the clean energy puzzle? I'm Matt Farrell. Welcome to Undecided.
Thorium. Let's
Video
go.
is brought to you by Surfshark.
Throw some money at that.
In the 1950s and 60s, the Atomic Energy Commission sought to transform nuclear energy from a source of fear into a source of energy too cheap to meter. Under Director Alvin Weinberg, scientists at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee developed a radically different type of reactor and fuel cycle, one that promised to breed more fuel than it burned, potentially powering civilization for thousands of years. Their design, a molten salt reactor running on fuel bred from thorium, ran successfully for 15,000 hours from 1965 to 1969, producing a steady 8 megawatts of heat. So why don't we have this limitless thorium energy today? Because the project was defunded after the Atomic Energy Commission shifted its research focus to a different kind of breeder reactor, which too was plagued by technical challenges until its own cancellation. As for Weinberg, he was fired for continuing to champion thorium. He wrote wistfully in his memoir, "I hope that in a second nuclear era, the molten salt technology will be resurrected." Weinberg's wish might just come true thanks to a Danish company. No, not that kind with icing and almonds, but that's a pretty sweet solution for a different kind of energy Copenhagen Atomics is a startup out of Denmark reviving Weinberg's hopes for a so-called breeder reactor, one that creates more fissile fuel than it burns. And they're one of the handful of companies answering the call for cheaper nuclear power with small modular reactors. And when I say small, I mean Copenhagen Atomics reactor is designed to fit inside of a standard 40-foot shipping-sized container. And by modular, I mean they aim to mass produce one reactor per day on an assembly line, then truck as many as needed to a plant site to hit the desired power output. Shrinking nuclear reactors like this could make them cheaper to build and easier to scale with rising energy demand. And because they're building the same design over and over, they can work out the kinks in the manufacturing process, which means delivering reactors at a predictable cost instead of the massive overruns that have plagued large, custom-built nuclear power plants. I'm going to let CEO and co-founder Thomas Jan Peterson explain how they're fitting nuclear reactors into a box. First, a refresher on nuclear chain reactions. You probably know uranium as the go-to fuel in conventional reactors. When struck by a neutron, uranium-235 splits, releasing a huge amount of energy and a few neutrons that go on to split more uranium-235. If there's enough fuel and moderator like water to slow these neutrons down, the chain reaction sustains itself, producing heat to make steam, then that steam spins a turbine to generate electricity. The Nuclear Energy Agency estimated that worldwide uranium reserves will only power us for another 200 years at current consumption rates. More recent estimates emphasize the importance of new exploration and processing techniques that will be necessary to expand its usage in the future. As I shared in a recent episode of the revival of old nuclear power plants to power data centers, nuclear energy is set to expand worldwide as we reach for low-emission solutions to today's booming energy demands. However, there's a solution to uranium scarcity, and that's another element, thorium. It's not only 3 to 4 times more common in Earth's crust, because only 0.7% of natural uranium is the chain reaction forming 235 variety. Thorium is actually nearly 500 times more abundant than the uranium that we rely on for nuclear energy today. Now, thorium can't form chain reactions like uranium-235, but if thorium is seeded with a little uranium-235 or plutonium-239, which are both fissile materials that release neutrons when they split, then thorium-232 can absorb a neutron and become thorium-233, which beta decays into protactinium-233 and then into uranium-233.
People call it the biggest small town festival in Minnesota.
We came up with the idea of creating a community sports table.
Hershey Company got wind of this, sent 40,000 candy bars.
Made my day 100 times better. I love sports so much.
And then into uranium-233. And this is the clever bit, because uranium-233 is fissile and it splits and releases neutrons that sustain a chain reaction. Whereas chain reacting uranium-235 in an old school reactor just eats up more fuel, the neutrons split out from the uranium-233 create more fuel from thorium. But how?
And those 2.35 neutrons gives you a little bit more, because you need one of those neutrons to split next uranium atom in the chain reaction, and you need another atom or another neutron to upgrade your thorium to uranium, but then you have this 0.35 extra, so you can generate a little bit more fuel than you consume all the time.
So instead of burning up an ever-dwindling supply of nuclear fuel, or even burning up as much fuel as it makes, the thorium fuel cycle lets us breed more nuclear fuel than it consumes. Once optimized, each reactor could generate enough fuel to start another every 10 to 20 years, and those new reactors could do the same. That means doubling nuclear capacity every few decades without burning through the world's uranium reserves.
If you really want to have 10 or 20 or 100 times more on this planet, then we need what's called breeder reactors.
This is the thorium dream and Copenhagen Atomics' ultimate goal, to build a breeder reactor. But to encourage a fundamentally different reaction, they need a fundamentally different reactor, the molten salt reactor, or MSR. This is where things get more interesting and safer. Molten salt reactors using thorium aren't just efficient, they're designed to avoid meltdowns altogether. And speaking of keeping things safe, let's take a quick moment to talk about protecting your digital life too. I was just on a trip to a geothermal conference to uranium reaction humming along by preserving neutrons for fuel production instead of letting them get soaked up by the waste. Liquid fuel salt acts as a coolant too, circulating out and back into the reactor core to deliver heat for the power generation. In Copenhagen Atomics' layered onion core MSR, these hot salts are flanked by heavy water water that slows down the neutrons so they can be better absorbed by thorium in the salt. And the outer layer of the onion will be a breathing blanket, where additional thorium salts will absorb neutrons produced by the chain reaction within the reactor core, breeding uranium-233. In the final design, this uranium will be transferred from the blanket to the molten salt fuel in the core.
When you have liquids, you can actually separate these things out. And it's a mix of chemistry and electrochemistry to do that, but it's a completely autonomous system that runs inside the reactor while the reactor is operating.
Another massive advantage of MSRs is that unlike traditional water-cooled reactors that operate under high pressure to keep the water from boiling, molten salt reactors run at atmospheric pressure. That means no risk of high-pressure steam explosions and sudden loss of coolant or rapid overheating if a breach occurs. Molten salt simply cools and solidifies, trapping radioactive material and minimizing contamination. Many designs, like Copenhagen Atomics, even include frozen plugs at the bottom of the reactor vessel. If the system overheats, the plug melts, and the molten salt drains by gravity into a shielded dump tank, passively shutting down the reaction and preventing meltdown.
And that's called walk-away safety. That means that if all the electricity is gone, if all the people run away, it's still safe. It's safe by
But while thorium reactors are walk-away safe, they're not exactly walk-up safe. A small amount of uranium-232 forms during the production of uranium-233 and gives off intense terawatt of powerful enough to pass through centimeters of lead. That makes uranium-233, which could otherwise be an ideal bomb material, a logistical nightmare to steal or weaponize. However, it also means that Copenhagen Atomics will have to go to great lengths to keep that radiation contained. The plan is to avoid sending humans anywhere near the reactor containers. Each unit will be sealed in a steel box at about a half a meter or 20 inches thick that will weigh in at 1,000 tons, shipped in 40-ton sections, and be welded together on site. Copenhagen Atomics will house 25 reactors in a single building. The operated cranes and forklifts will handle the heavy lifting, keeping the process as hands-off as possible in order to cut down radiation exposure and it's trickier to handle. Nuclear waste from thorium reactors is easier to manage. That's because fission products from traditional uranium-235 reactors includes plutonium and other elements that stay dangerously radioactive for tens of thousands of years. The waste from uranium-233 bred from thorium, on the other hand, decays much faster. It's kind of like choosing paper or plastic at the checkout lane, because instead of needing to store spent uranium fuel underground for tens of thousands of years, or even 100,000 years, thorium reactors' waste can also material that's needed to start the thorium chain reaction can come from the waste of a traditional uranium reactor, allowing thorium systems to burn small amounts of legacy nuclear waste. Copenhagen Atomics plans to build this into the design, making the thorium reactor not just a fuel breeder, but a waste burner. So with all the advantages, how and when will Copenhagen Atomics commercialize the reactors? Well, thorium reactors demand much more than just new fuel. They also need pumps, pipes, and control systems that can survive a constant bath of corrosive salt as hot as lava. But it's not just the heat or corrosion, it's the neutron bombardment from the core that slowly wears down materials at an atomic level. And because the core also blasts out intense gamma radiation, these systems can't be serviced once the reactor's up and running. They have to work flawlessly for years. They developed a molten salt pump that they say can run literally red hot, circulating a molten cocktail of fluoride, lithium, sodium, and potassium that's also known as FLiNac. Now, this salt mix exits the core at 700 degrees Celsius or 1300 degrees Fahrenheit and loops back in at around 600 degrees Celsius or 1100 degrees Fahrenheit. And to avoid the wear and tear that dooms traditional pumps, this pump levitates its rotating parts on magnetic bearings, keeping the system humming for years. In preparation for going nuclear, the company is running molten FLiNac through dedicated test loops to shake out the problems and fine-tune the performance of the pump, the sensors, heat exchangers, and even the custom steel alloy that's used inside the reactor. The steel can endure corrosive salts and neutron bombardment for at least 5 years, after which the reactor module is shut down and swapped out for fresh one. That's right, just 5 years. In traditional solid fuel reactors, corrosion and radiation mostly burn fuel rods and their cladding, which are components designed to be swapped out.
A Danish company, Solar.
The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. You get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included.
They're not going to let that shit happen.
exactly the same.
Time to restock. The King Supers app
Energy
offers the
source
same great
that
prices
creates
and
so
quality
much
for pickup
energy
or
that
delivery.
can't be with so little amount of output that it doesn't even it can't be measured. That's crazy.
And his dad.
How will they charge us for that? That's why they're not going to let us do it.
It's a gorgeous day, about 70 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. I think we're going to get them out.
This is the kind of job where a support vehicle makes a lot of sense. So we've got the rest of the crew back there in the Morbear.
So we are currently following Cole and my dad. They are in the wrecker, and we are going to get a racer. I got Caitlin and Jake in this race. Early morning recovery. We're going to get them out.
Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
So the dogs don't necessarily care where they're going, as long as they're going where we're going, and they get there first. That's the most important thing. They kind of guess where we're going and go that way. If we make a course correction, they'll pick up on it really quick and get back in front of us. It's quite a skill they've developed. Alright, so we're here at the scene of the incident. We're going to jump out here and see if we can find the best route for recovery. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That's all this debris right there. Is this the way it came off? Is there anybody in it? You were in it? I'm up here. My wife did, and we switched to try and back it out, and then we couldn't get out backwards, so I tried to go forward, and I turned and my goodness.
Well, dang.
Alright, so we got there it goes up there. I think that's like that's the option. Everything else says. What about straight up that right there? That's what I'm saying. Like there, you can do it right there, or back there, probably maybe a little bit. I mean, I think that it's good. We're not going to need the engine protection. Alright, let's get set up on the other side. Brett, Paul, bring the brakes over. Jake, you want to start? Basically, just there's some models. Yeah, we got lots of time today. So let's do a cleanup over here. Just like, yeah.
2013 Toyota Sequoia brake lead pattern.
Steepest one we've done. Like, what's the front one? Hard to say. That's pretty sheer for the
He came all the way from up here. Down there. Man.
I need you to back the record down right here. It wouldn't be bad if this was level right here. You'd do it in a heartbeat. I've done a lot of crazy things that you've asked me to do. This is not one of them I'm going to do. It looks like we're going to be able to hook this from the
Get some work done today.
and it looks like both front wheels are going to roll. Or maybe they will. So, Rhett, when you rig this, you're going to want to rig it. Re-rig it so that it'll go up. This is one of those things where you're going to want to stay really low under it, so lift it instead of
push it down. I cannot breathe. I cannot believe he's walking.
Got it.
Alright, I'm headed down. Call it. Put it in a wheel out. Okay, Brett and I are gonna scale down. Somehow get down inside that cliff. This is gonna be crazy, guys. Crazy.
And it is a little closer to the cliff than I'd like.
More like 30 feet.
I told 30 feet.
It's not level 30 feet, but it's like 30 feet. If you climb off this, it would just be horrible. But if that was level down there, you'd be eating a sandwich, sipping on a soda, talking to your friends on the phone, right now. We might need to look at this. He's right though, that cage did its job. Yeah, that's intense. Alright.
Beautiful day in a neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Vicky, what's going on? Would you be mine?
Tesla is finished.
Always wish I had a neighbor just like you.
Tech expert Jeff Brown.
Many of us are aware that on December 1st, 2024, then President Joe Biden pardoned his son, Hunter Biden, who was facing sentencing for federal tax and gun convictions. Now, in June 2024, Biden repeatedly promised not to pardon Hunter if he were found guilty of his crimes. Here's an example then.
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Stop it. Get some help.
Despite Hunter's guilty verdict, Biden backtracked on his promise and granted his son a pardon. Now, this decision wasn't surprising, as it aligns with a consistent pattern of backtracking throughout his 4-year term as President of the United States. But I want to point out some more things that should be known. Minutes before his presidency ended, Joe Biden made 3 significant decisions. Most people are unaware of all 3 because while the media publicized 2 as a headline, the other was quietly ignored and went largely unnoticed. Here's what Biden did the first time, which grabbed the media's attention and they decided to make it a top story.
Right now, we have some breaking news, major news from President Biden in the final hours of his presidency. We want to go to our chief Washington correspondent, John Call, for more on this in Jolly No. There are now preemptive pardons being issued by President Biden for those who were targeted during the campaign, received threats from Donald Trump.
This is a major development, a big last move, one of the last moves for President Biden. As you know, George, during the campaign, Donald Trump spoke about retribution. He and his supporters talked about prosecuting people like Anthony Fauci, members of the January 6th committee, Mark Milley, General Mark Milley, the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who Trump even suggested could face the death penalty. So President Biden has just issued preemptive pardons for all of them, saying, quote, these public servants have served our nation with honor and distinction and do not deserve to be targets of unjustified and politically motivated prosecutions. So again, this is Anthony Fauci, this is the committee members and staff of the January 6th committee, and this is General Mark Milley, also members of the Capitol Police who testified before the January 6th committee. At the end of this statement announcing these pardons, President Biden makes it clear this is not an admission of guilt. He says the issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken as acknowledgement that any individual engaged in any wrongdoing. He says what he is doing is protecting them from possible and, in some cases, threatened political prosecutions.
Explain in practical terms how this is likely to work, John.
Well, this means that there have been talks from prominent supporters of incoming President Trump have talked about a special prosecutor to go into have criminal prosecutions of these individuals with a preemptive pardon. They would not be subject to those political prosecutions or any prosecutions. We don't know the details, how exactly sweeping this is, but we've seen preemptive pardons in the past. We saw, of course, President Biden do a preemptive pardon of Hunter Biden. We saw President Ford years ago do a preemptive pardon of President Nixon. It basically closes off future prosecutions.
No reaction yet from President-elect Trump, but we know he's planning pardons today as well.
He's planning pardons of the members of the people who were prosecuted for breaking into the Capitol, attacking the Capitol on January 6th. Pardons we expect will be issued today.
Again, the question is whether that extends to people who committed violent acts on January 6th.
All right, now, okay. Then, just minutes before Donald Trump was said to be inaugurated as the next president, and moments before Joe Biden was scheduled to attend that inauguration, Biden decided to use his pen one last time.
A rare and sweeping pardon here from the president in just his final moments while he still occupies that office, pardoning all of his living siblings and their spouses, including James Biden, Sarah Biden, Valerie Owens Biden, his sister, her husband, John T. Owens, and his brother, Francis Biden. Now, Lester, none of these people have been charged with crimes.
For the love of God! For the love of God! Please!
But he says he's doing this because there's partisan politics here, obviously referring to the president-elect who is set to take office just minutes from now, Lester. Again, he's saying he's doing this as a preemptive pardon, something we have seen, something sweeping but very rare.
Ooh, oh boy, this sounds like somebody is guilty to me. I mean, the whole family? Sheesh. It must be some terrible things that Donald Trump knows about that Biden and his family are guilty of. And it has to be more than their casual use of cocaine, because they are clearly terrified of doing jail time for whatever that may be. But let's cover this third move that Joe Biden made the day before he was leaving the White House that most of you are unaware of. In the state of South Carolina, what up, South Carolina? In the state of South Carolina, at what is called, quote, the most worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons, Joe Biden was announced as a, quote, Master Mason, Freemason, by the Conference of Grand Masters on January 19, 2025. Let that sink in for a second. Let me help you. Now, we were told that Joe Biden's religious choice was Catholic, right? And he was allegedly raised as a child of the Catholic faith and practiced that same religion throughout his adulthood, right? Most of you should be aware that Masons or Freemasons are historically known for being against the Catholics and their beliefs. This is the sole. This is according to their website, by the way. Joe Biden became the newest member of the Prince Hall Masons. Why didn't they cover this in the news? Why didn't this news make headlines? Is this not important? Being as though he is said to be a Catholic? And speaking to that point, joining the Freemasons as a Catholic binds the individual to be excommunicated and banned from receiving communion. And that's according to the Code of Canon Law of the Catholic Church of the Vatican. Now here's another thing. This particular Masonic lodge is historically black. And Joe Biden was honored by a so-called black Grand Master Mason. By the way, all of them are part of the Prince Hall Masons, just in case you were wondering. But let me remind you of something. Remember Joe Biden's inauguration? Look at this closely. He was sworn in as president under oath with his left hand resting on an ultra-rare 1884 Paddock, Douay, and Rhymes Catholic Bible. Okay, you very rarely get a chance to see this. These prices can range between $900 and $10,000, depending on what condition it's in. But this is the Catholic Jesuits Bible. This is the Bible that they used at that time, which has significant connection with the Masons, or what you may call the Illuminati.
Do you know what happens if you store meat without freezing it? It goes bad, right? Actually, no. All you have to do is to preserve it using an ancient technique. You know what lard is actually made of? This food saved America during the Great Depression. It's high in calories and healthy fats your body needs during the
connection with the Masons, or what you may call the Illuminati.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
Man, you can't make this up, man. It was said to have proved the multiple Jesus deception. Okay? Yep. Which they noted that God's time on earth was also different. They claimed that Moses Masonic's brother's name was changed from Joseph to Jesus. Listen, it is also said that this 1884 Catholic Masonic Jesuit Bible proves the Da Vinci Code, which is the Illuminati's way of explaining how the name of God's Son of the Catholic Trinity was changed and more, which I'll discuss in more detail in another members on the video. And I'll bring out the books and we'll read it together. However, his choice of using this Bible and its symbolism on its leather cover gives away his Masonic allegiance. So when Jim Craig claims that he is a Catholic,
no, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop.
It's also important to note that Kamala Harris used the regularly known King James Version of the Bible when sworn in as the vice president. Okay? And Donald Trump, during his first term, used this same Bible. But just recently, during his second inauguration, he didn't even lay his hand on the Bible. Uh-oh. I'm just saying. Now, we'll be covering this topic along with many others more frequently here on the channel as members-only content. Okay? I appreciate your continued support for me being devil and research.
clicked on the video because of the clickbait, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna go from this old and boring door card, both in the back and in the front, to the new design. Welcome to today's video. Over to making door cards for the car, and this is going to be interesting. Trying to figure out how we could implement the design. I want to implement that in the door cards in front. You want to have a red card, but I think the design part takes the most time. But when we get the design down on the panel, we can just cut it out, and of course I'm 100% sure that I'm going to change something out. The process that I usually do, this is quite flat. It's not the modern door card, so it's going to be quite easy to trace out. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to flip this around. I'm going to trace it out on the 12mm sheet that I'm going to use for the build, and up on the top on this I'm going to use, I think, 18 to make the beauty panels and the door handles and etc. But we're going to start off this section with tracing out this door panel. So we're going to add 2, and I'm going to do it mirrored. So this one's going to be not the left side, it's going to be the right side because I flipped it over, and the other one's going to be the left side. Trace it out, and then left side. Trace it out, and then the hard part begins with doing design. I've used them before in the video, but I've bought them at Dietary, and that's these ones that I'm chosen. I used them through the build in the back, so I'm going to use them on the front panel also. I can do whatever I want with this. This is modular. It's like Mechanica, really simple to use. And then we have, of course, these templates that I can do the outlines with. So then we have to see what I'm going to do next. So, jumping way ahead in the future, I did my outline on the 12mm, and I did my outline exactly on the 18mm. On the 18mm, that's the size I'm going to use for the beauty panel, or I would call it a beauty panel. What I did, I traced out these speakers where I wanted to have them, and you have to think about what you have in your doors. So we measured out where our danger zones were. So for the power window, or not the power window, the manual window, and then we had some other mounting points that we couldn't take away. That's the first thing you have to check in your door. If you have any danger zones, you don't want to collide with speakers, and you have done a bunch of work.
Shit, buddy.
Man, we have an exclusive video on this channel that is nowhere else. Nobody has seen this video. Nobody has seen this chase. Only on Knockout 360, man. This is only you and I have seen this video. Nobody else. It's on no other channels right now. But the truth of the matter is, guys, for the first time on this channel, the Black Hawk unit got smoked. Oh yeah. As soon as he turns the lights on, it's gone. And not only the Black Hawk unit, but Georgia State Patrol. That's right. GSP got smoked. Gone. In a police chase. And guess who they got smoked by? A Hellcat Charger. A Mopar, baby. Black on black, slim body Charger. Your boy had gas, he knew where he was going, and he certainly had the power, and he did both departments dirty on different days in different chases in broad daylight. No trickery here. He didn't the blackout. He just got on the gas and kept going. Guys, you know like I know. There's no such thing as smoking GSP. So the question is, did your boy really get away? You gotta tune in to find out. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in the house. That makes it the house vlog. You know what's going down, we go around.
Let's get into it. I got car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, and police chases if you're into that, man. So stick around because we got some good stuff on this one, man. For real, first and foremost, shout out to my man County Boys. County Boys is dropping some absolute. He was, you know what I mean? Let your boy in on an exclusive video, and I'm bringing it to you. First and foremost, it's not on YouTube right now. This is exclusive between you and me. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, it is truly that exclusive one-of-one. We've never seen something like this. I've never seen something like this, so I know you haven't seen something like this. Hellcat Charger versus all of Georgia. This might be Georgia's own version of the undefeated Charger, the undefeated Hellcat Charger. Let me stop talking, let's just get into it.
This week, we're hosting a free trading and investing workshop right here in Denver. Inside this workshop, you'll learn you don't need to.
First and foremost, shout out to County Boys for the exclusive. Clayton County Sheriff's Black Hawk Unit and GSP. Smoke. Oh yeah. As soon as he turns the lights on, it's gone. He's gone. In broad daylight. Gone. Just off the rip, he's gone. Alright, so clearly we on the highway. Broad daylight, a lot of traffic. Let's see what we're doing. He said they're doing 114. A whole lot of traffic. Everybody's getting out the way. Excuse me. Jesus. That's tight. That's tight. That is tight. Oh, he's creating some distance now. Oh, see right there. Where's the Hellcat? Do y'all see the Hellcat? I don't see it. What's this, a Chevy Traverse right here? Another Traverse? What's this, Suburban? You know what I mean? Tahoe? I don't see the Hellcat. That's just gone. Your boy's driving that damn car. Let's go. Oh, that was another trooper right there trying to get in the mix. Slow ass. That trip, yeah, that cat's up there, boy. In broad daylight too. Are you crazy? In broad daylight, are you crazy? Let's go. I'm going to stop stopping the video. I apologize. That black is moving, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's not enough. Not enough. It's gone at this point. I'm gonna let the video play through, but he's gone. Okay, so he saw him get off the highway. Okay, so he did get off the highway. Oh yeah, he cut traffic off like crazy. He wants this.
brother? Who you chasing, brother? That Charger made it right a long time ago. Awesome. He's chasing a ghost, man. He is chasing a ghost at this point. He doesn't even know it. Boy, still doing 100 miles an hour. Let's go. He's going. He lost it. And International Park, kill it. Kill it. Chase over, baby. Turn the lights off. Bust that U-turn. Go get a donut. It's over, baby.
Turn thinking about your bat into loving it.
All that trooper on the shoulder. All this traffic. You see what I'm saying? Your boy knows how, man. Come on. Oh, man. Listen to those, what do they call them? Rumble sticks? Rumble spikes, something like strips, rumble strips. Rumble strips, that's what they call them. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Black Dodge Charger. He said Scat Pack, but I think it's a cat. No, Scat Packs don't move like that, baby. That's a cat. Where's it at? Did he go to Greenville? Did he go to Augusta? I don't know. Kill it. Oh, he's still running. Yep. He's giving up. Maybe not. I don't have a visual anymore. Turn it on. Turn it on. Bust the U-turn, baby, because it's over. Bust the U-turn, it's over. He said, mother freaker. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, y'all. Your boy knows how to drive. And he drove the hell out of that Hellcat.
it's struggling to get through the already chewed out ruts. But with the creek crossing in sight, we are not stopping here.
I'll give it a crack.
With that, we make it to the creek, which is filling up minute by minute as the rain continues to fall.
It's filling up, flowing down quickly, yeah. From when we got here, and it's super soft underfoot. Like, yeah, I'm sinking here. And this is a good bit up there. It's nearly knee deep. I'll be Graham's size if I can stand it. we should get the tank through quick, smart. Eh? Yeah. Good to go. Yeah, mate. We are ready when you are.
All right, we're trying to get across Air Creek on the first car through, and the whole goal here is to get up the other side and get everyone through before all the floodwater run down. So we're going to just hit send and see what happens. Oh, yeah! Let's hope they get through, because I don't want to winch them.
Tank, there are a few times I've been more excited from a drive in my entire life, and I reckon that one takes the cake. That was epic, dude.
It was so good, dude. I just let it eat, and I was hoping for the best, and we made it, and we're pretty pumped over here.
I bet. I can see your smile from here.
Yeah, we're pumped down here.
Alright, Air Creek in the dark. Let's do this.
Lots of light. Oh, look at that! Oh, where's it going?
Yeah! You boys ready?
Go, 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 go! Go, go! Yes! Oh, hey! Yeah! Oh, there's one to go! 3 down, 1 to go.
Wow, that was exciting.
You probably can't really see me over here, but does this work? That does not work. The camera boys have left it to me to get the camera car across. It's got about 1 mil of punch left. It's been slipping in second gear. It's a bit of a concern, but this is our last major obstacle as far as we're aware. This trip, I can't even begin to explain it. If it gets me, the things we've had to do. We've left cars behind. We have to use 2 cars and push cars across tracks. It's been bloody wild.
Upper hill, give it to Jesse Gleason.
Oh, that is so slippery. My golly gosh. That was epic. I thought I was bogged. Got out, wasn't bogged. We are so close to this pub. 4,000 kilometre road trip. We've got 2 cars behind. Every car in the convoy is limping. I've said this many times, but I can almost taste the beer. I think we're about 36 kilometres now from Birdsville pub.
It's a small bit of hope that we'll cling to. Not far past the creek, we decided to rest for a few hours, hoping that the creek crossing was the end of what was one of the toughest days we have ever faced. Sure enough, as Ben predicted, the creek is impassable the next morning. But for us, it's not the end.
I think this is the situation where the Simpson Desert is saying to us, you guys got to cross, but I'm still in charge. I'll show you what I mean.
On the other side of this is Big Red, marking the end of the desert. There is graded road and our ticket to freedom. On the other side of this, a 1.3k water crossing.
Because once we get to that hot deep water, that's coming in the car pretty thick and fast. So there we go. It's pretty boggy just coming in even. Right, here we go.
Even for us, all the years we've done this, what is about to happen, we've never seen before, and will never, ever see again.
Good old push on this one. Two big helping in just irritates so far. We are now to pick up one. When you get to the end of that, you want to start to steer right. Dave is basically pushing me. This is spicy! Man, this is epic. Is it going to get worse here, boys? Yeah, it's going to, but what if you start to steer towards me? Start steering towards me now. Okay. Come on, baby! Go! Get there! That's big. I'm trying to turn it on the floor. I'm just going to get up the floor a little bit. Oh, no. I'm trying, man. We're going that way. We're going that way. Dave, just keep pushing me. Oh, man, this is spicy. It's deep. Just keep at it, Dave. The water's just starting to come into my car. Go on, down, boys. Keep pushing. Yeah, I'm trying, Dave. Keep on when you have to.
The next two, one is in limp mode, well, about to lose the clutch, but we have no choice.
Here we go, this is proper loose start. One nervous for this one, but we do adjust you guys behind the wheel. This is legendary. I just can't turn. Got
stick to the floor. Wow, that was crazy, man.
I've been doing this for over 10 years. We've had a lot of recoveries, driven some wild stuff. We've always had a plan B. This is the most insane thing. I have goosebumps right now, and it takes a lot for that. Jesse and I have been doing this for a while. We had no backup plan. It was push the cars or leave them here. Oh, wow.
Tell me if you're feeling this way. The internet that we've all so come to depend on has become one of the most dangerous places you can go.
What does smoke-free really mean? Being ready for every chance you get. Keep fun.
Plan. It was push the cars or leave them here. Oh, wow. An air of quiet falls on the crew as we reflect in disbelief on what's just happened. Have we made it? Is this it? As we pass over the last dune, it becomes quite clear on the other side of the desert the sheer amount of rain they've had, with the roads leading out absolutely inundated with water. What's more, as we reach the edge of the small, usually dusty but now very wet town of Birdsville, we get word that the town has been cut off from the rest of the country, and it might be months before the roads reopen. But for us, right now, none of that matters. Because after weeks and weeks of some of the toughest, wildest moments of our life, we've made it to the pub.
Yeah, boys. We made it to the pub, mate. Just. Yeah. This trip turned out so difficult. Not only was it a trip of life, but we started out trying to get these bush mechanic X-backpack rigs across the Simpson Desert. It turned into an epic, unforgettable trip of a lifetime, I call it, mate. It was, we tested our bush mechanic skills in our cars until they wouldn't go no more. Literally, the park would have sent you and jumped with the boys, but we had to use a lot of teamwork to get here. How we feeling, boys? We stoked to be here or what? Oh, big time. Not going to forget that drive anytime soon, I don't reckon. Oh, mate, it's a fun we can get like those cars here, but we're here, we've made it. It's the best tasting thing I reckon we've ever had. From now, get a couple of these in first and then a shower or something. And what do you reckon? The next push we're going to challenge is to get them and drive them out? Maybe. What do you guys reckon? We'll catch you next time before Drive 24/7. Cheers, boys. Cheers. How good.
At the time of recording, 75 25 days have passed since we abandoned those vehicles on that tube, where they still sit to this day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Your this is my friend, your best officer here at Clark, and there's something that can welcome to the
How does she walk out of jail and person inmate? If she was an inmate, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
You guys having fun convention?
But we haven't seen you in months. What happened to your eye? Somebody found me at the gate. What team? And summer break's just a few days away. Let's do something. Strictly family time. Come on, kids. And keep you on adventure. Let's do this. I am just so happy that we're all together.
Thanks, Seymour.
Hey!
Get out of here. Let's go right now.
I understand, but there are other ways to handle things.
I left my phone. Punch! No! Well, I think you went better. What the hell, Hutch? On our first date?
I think I stumbled into something.
Your vacation in an old bootlegging route, full of drugs, crooked cops, and one woman who controls it all. You didn't take your family there, did you? Yeah. You want to de-escalate the situation.
De-escalate. No escalating.
Are you giving up the game? Fine, there's nobody. Scorched earth. I just want a break. There's no way you were just some family man. We all have different sides. But most of all, you're a dad. Go fix this shit.
Hey, there she is. How you feeling? Doing well. Came all the way back to the Lehigh Valley this morning. Hell yeah. I was like, I could stay in Harrisburg by where we got to deliver for Monday, but there was nothing around there, so I didn't go inside. Well, we got a bunch of stuff over there. They got the go-kart track for him, the trampoline parks. Not to mention he wants his bike. So I had to come back. Yeah, some ride. Some pedal. That's what I told him. It's supposed to rain all weekend, but yesterday, we didn't get no food from the Indian spot because some guy told the guy that his food looked like poop. So I was like, well, that's it for that. His food looked like poop. And the massage pancake was spinach, chicken. So it gives the appearance of something else. But he said it out loud in front of the guys. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I want him serving us. So he learned today. Because he looked at it like, ooh, and the guy looked at him like, I don't know how you can say that shit out loud, bro. Give us something more to eat than what we asked for. You driving? You driving in your way? Because it sounded like you said, get the fuck out my way. I was like, oh, damn. What's going on here? What, you got animals? What kind of wine did you drink yesterday after the wine? Yeah. Yeah. So what you want, like a Moscato? Oh, did you purchase any? Bring home? Which one did you go to? Which winery? All the way up there. All the way up there. Oh, that's what's yeah, Clover Hills. I think so, yeah. Pass out now. Something like that, man. A bunch of weird ass games over there. Cloverville, Coatesville. Yes, it is. Yo, where's the brunch spot at? Huh? No, the brunch. Brunch. Breakfast, lunch, brunch. Huh? No, what do you think I'm saying? No, brunch. Brunch. Breakfast for lunch, you know, brunch. Oh, you don't, okay, you don't do brunch? Okay, I didn't know. Sea breeze? know that spot. That's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a breakfast spot. And it's around brunch time, so usually they have special stuff. I usually go to Billy's downtown. That's Billy's. No, Billy with a B. Yeah. She said brush fire. I'm like, a brunch, baby. Brunch. What is sketch? Brush fire. She's like, Canada, you know where you at? I'm like, do you know what I'm saying? I was like, look, she's still hearing it down south. I thought she was in Jersey for a while. Okay. Yeah, you still hearing what them down south is. My poor audio, yeah, it might be these headphones. They are getting a little old. We've been through some miles. And she said, oh, man. So I gotta order these skates before we go. What you rode? Quad? Nah, not at all. I just don't want to use. I don't want to use the rentals. They never feel good. They always leave a blister on my foot. They ain't never no inserts in them. No insoles. You gotta wear like 2 pairs of socks. Ain't no ankle support. They just feel like weights on the flat on your foot with some sock on it. Yeah, that shit be fucked up. Like, yo. My own choice. Because I need to start doing something regular. I bought my own skates. Back, all the way back. Like, all the way. I think we went twice last year. I skated twice last year. So I'm going to try to up that to something. At least 4 times. What day? Next week? All of next week? That's how you do your birthday? Whole week? I like that. Oh, okay. Alright. I asked you today. You said next week. I'm assuming you're doing a whole week party thing. Ain't mad at you. Yep, sure is. It sure is. Oh, so what happened? You outgrew the trouble? You outgrew the trouble. Oh, you used to get in trouble? You was good? Okay, alright. Good girl, that's nice to know. I didn't say you're innocent. I said she's a good girl. I don't believe that. If you told me that, I'd lie. Lie as you tell. That's the... So do you be hitting the casino? I like that answer. I like that answer. Oh no, I haven't been in some years. Like every once in a while, the fellas want to go to the casino. I might go to the food court and hit that ramen spot up. They got a nice ramen. They got a nice ramen hot pot spot over there at the casino. Get the big bowls of food. I'll do that. I might spend $20. I might put 20 on black. And if I don't hit, I don't hit. But if I do, I leave. That's it. $20 is my limit at the casino. Win or lose. I went in there with $20. I went to the high roller and I hit. Yeah, but just with $20. So I played the dollar slots, the $5 slots, and hit for 400 and left. off of like 4 pulls. I was like, yeah, let's go all in, baby. See someone get up, I put that money right in there and hit. I was like, oh shit, I'm out. That's right. I remember seeing a video one day about strategies at the casino. It was like, you find an old person that's been playing on that machine all day, and as soon as they get up, you hop down. I was like, that's what I did. And it worked. I'm like, oh shit. So that's the hustle. If I ever do. I'd rather be at the gym. Yep, I'd rather be at the gym. Yeah, I'd rather be at the gym than outside doing something. That's my go-to. That's my therapy. Get my soul on. Right to the gym and go get something to eat. If it's nice outside, I'll put on this weighted vest and walk for hours. Yep. Yeah, I'll put on this 20 pounds, I'll walk 12 miles. Got this step in some water. Every once in a while. If it's really nice out, weather's really good, I might take a couple shots and then go for a walk. Catch a little buzz, get out there, stroll. What, taking a walk, catch a buzz and take a walk? That's nice. Enjoy some nature. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Oh. Especially in the summertime. You can't do it when it's hot though. Your ass will pass out. You can't do that shit when it's hot. Nah. It's gotta be like, you know, nice and cool outside, sun shining. You know what I'm saying? Like extra beautiful day. Nothing where you're sweating. Like you can walk for hours and wouldn't feel nothing. It has to be enjoyable. Yeah, your ass mess around and fall out somewhere dehydrated. That's not the plan. The plan is to get this and relax. That's it. That's just something light. That's something light. Yeah. Which trail you be hitting? The one that goes to Fairview Park? Okay, I know it. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. It's over there by Fridays and whatnot. Goes through there, past that. Yep. Yeah, that's me and my son. That goes all the way down. It goes all the way to, let's see, it goes all the way to 5th Street by Eastern High School. That sucker's long. It's a long trip. Do you have a bicycle? How long did you live over here? Time to go. Where you headed to? Further up? Yeah, I think we're into it. You home owning or you? Yep, it's on crash that by. Yeah, you go. Especially use that. Yep. In Pennsylvania, got that good first time home buyer stimulus, like 8 to 10 grand. Pay all your closing costs. Yeah, it's nice. Trying to find me a 4 unit. I'm waiting for that so I can get a 4 unit. I'm gonna live in one and rent the other 3 out and live for free. And then I'm gonna use the 4 unit to offset my taxes for my business. That's how it's gonna work. I know the deal. That's the hustle right there, man. And then I'm in. Oh, somebody over here messing up. Flip their trailer. Four Seasons was good. I didn't expect him to die though. Oh, did you see all of it? Yeah. I was like, how Adam Carell die? Like, Steve Carell. Yeah, he's funny as